hear me? Yes. Now, when the Bible says from Dan to Beersheba, it actually means from north of Israel, biblical Israel, to south of biblical Israel. So this was the southern edge of biblical Israel, the Israelite kingdom, Beersheba. And may I remind you that when the kingdom after Solomon splits into two kingdoms, Beersheba was part of Judea. Now, so Judea was from the area of Ramallah today till Beersheba, and Rehoboam ruled in this area. This was the border of the southern kingdom, Judea. While Jeroboam took or created a new kingdom, he called it Israel, from Bethel to Dan. Dan to Bethel. Did you all see the four-horned altar? This, what you saw, this is a replica, not the original one. The original one is in the Israel Museum, but the four-horned altar was found here among the ruins in Bethel. So, what was the purpose of the four-horned altar? They used to sacrifice on that altar, right? Where did we see the same altar? Do you remember?
Dan.
In Dan. And the original one is also in the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. In Dan. So Rehoboam built two altars, two temples, two altars, one in Bethel and one in Tel Dan. We found here another altar, four-horned altar. Now, Tel Beersheba is surrounded by valleys, two valleys, which makes the ancient city a natural fortress surrounded by valleys. For more protection, walls were built around the city. We are still outside the city wall of Tel Beersheba, the city over here, and a well was dug about outside the city wall, about 70 meters deep, 230 feet deep, so that people passing by, they don't have to go inside the city to drink water, they can drink water from here. Now, in the Bible, Beersheba, we know that God promised Sarah that she's going to have a child. She will have a child. So Sarah, who's Sarah? Abraham's wife. Sarah bore a son to Abraham when he was very old. He was 100 years old. And he called his child Isaac. Now the child grew, and Abraham held a feast. Sarah saw that the son of Hagar and Abraham was mocking. So she said to Abraham, let this slave woman and her child leave, for he will not share in the inheritance he will not share in the inheritance with my child Isaac. And God told Abraham, do whatever Sarah tells you. Don't be so distressed about your slave woman and her child. So Abraham, in the next morning, took some food and water, gave it to Hagar. She left and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. She ran out of water. She put the child under one of the bushes, and she started to cry and said, I don't want to watch the boy die. An angel appeared to her and told her, do not be afraid. God opened her eyes to a well of water, and And that's what happened in the desert of Beersheba. The Bible also mentions when Abraham met Abimelech. Abimelech said to Abraham that God is standing with you whatever you do. So swear to me that you will not deal falsely with me, my children, or my descendants. Abraham said, I swear it. And Abraham complained to Abimelech about a wife of Moses, that Abimelech's servants had seized. They didn't allow the people to enter or to use the well of water. So Abimelech said to Abraham that this is the first time I hear about this today. I don't know who did it. And Abraham gave 7 sheep to Abimelech. He dug a well and they made a treaty here in Beersheba. And that's why Beersheba means Beer means well, and Sheba means oath. O-A-T-H. Well of the oath. So Beer, well, and Sheba is oath. Abraham and Abimelech. This is the inner gate of the outer gate. It's part of a gate system. This is the outer gate. Inside you have another gate for more protection. It's a gate system. You go inside through this gate, they'll check you, and then you can enter the city through the inner gate. So you'll have tall towers right over here, and you can see this line. Can you see the line on the wall? Let's all go. Make sure you follow me. This line is the reconstruction line. What's under is the original, and the reconstruction is everything about this line. Make sure you take pictures of this well, and make sure to see how deep this well is.
Simon.
Yes.
230 feet.
About 230 feet, 70 meters, which means yes. What's written here? 70 meters. Yes,
Okay.
about 230 feet, right?
Rock and dirt or rock?
Rock.
Rock.
Yes.
Wow. Is there water in it now?
No.
How long would it have taken to do that?
If you have many slaves, you can do it so fast, couple of days.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Imagine Herod, he had many slaves he built.
But having room to work and to
Yeah.
in and out.
Right, but if you have many
Remember Bobby Pack? He helped dig that out
Oh yeah,
in archaeological excavation.
cool.
They slept in tents out here.
So that's why he wants to sleep with the bed ones now.
Yeah, that's right.
Nut.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Don't drop your phone in that one, you ain't getting it back.
This was part. Come to me. Is part of the inner gate. So this was the gate system going into the city of Tel Beersheba. Follow me this way.
Once on our way to Egypt. We didn't stay very long. We stopped, looked at the oil, and that was about it.
Are we all here?
Are you here?
All right, can you all hear me? This is called 4-room house. This was the design of houses built during the Israelite period. Am I on? Again, this is called 4-room house. This was the design of houses built during the Israelite period. It is also known Israelite house or pillared house. Now, 4-room house, why do we call it 4-room house? Not because there are 4 rooms, but its floor is divided into 4 sections. It has a thick wall that supported a roof, not the pillars, and a single entrance designed for protection. No windows. So you go inside, there's a single entrance. You go inside the house. The first room usually will be unroofed, an open courtyard. Then you'll get to the right to one room, to the left to another room, and behind you there is another room. So you have a row of pillars right over here, a row of pillars right over here, and you go inside to an open courtyard, rooms over here, a room over here, a room over there, and you have the open courtyard. Why an open courtyard? To let the sun go in, because there are no windows to the outside. And a thick wall supported another level sometimes, like here, can you see? Supported a roof. So 4-room house could be 2 rooms, 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 5 rooms, or even 6 rooms, but its floor was divided into 4 sections. During the Israelite period, this was the design of building houses called Israelite houses. If you want to see how it looks, we have today stone pillars, pillars made out of stone. Usually the pillars made out of wood, so they don't support the roof. The wall supports the roof and not the pillars. Now a casemate wall, we're talking about 2 parallel walls and a space in between. For storage, the space in between is for storage and dwelling. Ethel, what does that mean?
Hill.
Hill, a small hill. Well, I said that if you want to build cities in ancient time, you have to have water first of all. So ancient cities were built next to a water source. Now, and on a high hill or a small hill next to a water source. Now, if someone is coming and captured the city, destroyed the city, they didn't have big machines that we have today. They didn't have bulldozers to remove the ruins of the destroyed city. So they used to cover the city with earth and build another city up on top. So if you have a hill, can you see my hand? If you have a hill right over here, a city, you build a city on top of the hill, and you have the water source right over here. This city is destroyed. You cover it with earth, and you build another city up on top. Then another city up on top. Then another one. Then another one. Then another one. So that the Tel goes higher, or the hill goes higher. Tel means accumulation of different civilization, one on top of the other, forming a mount. Did you get it? A layer of a city, a layer of the city, a layer of the city, a layer of the city. So, and that's what Tel means. Do you remember Tel Dan? We said that Tel Dan is not a classical, it's not a classic Tel, because Dan was not built on a hill, but they called it Tel Dan, but it was built on the ground floor. Now, if someone is coming, in order to protect yourself, you build walls, but you have a problem because the water source is outside the city. And the first thing they will look for, he said, water. If they find it, they will set a siege around the city. They will wait for a couple of days. They will run out of water and they will surrender. Now, here at Tel Beersheba, we found a water system. They solved that problem. If you have a tap right over here, and the water is now, the easiest way is to dig a vertical shaft and horizontal tunnel, diverting the direction of water into the city. Okay, so you have the Tel. Can you see it? It's over there. Can you see it? This is the water system. They decided to dig a vertical shaft, horizontal tunnel, diverting the direction of water into the city, and you hide the water spring or the water source, the source of water. So the only way you can get to the water source is from inside the city. And that's how they solve the problem. If someone is coming right now to capture the city, what do? They'll set a siege. They will look for the water, the source of water. They will never find it. You have water inside your city. You have storage. These are storage rooms. You store food, and it is enough for 100, for 200 or 300 people for a couple of years. You can store many grains and seeds. You can store in these rooms, so it is enough for hundreds and hundreds of people for a couple of years. So you can be inside, you have food, and you have water. What do we see from here? The Tel. If someone someone is coming, it's like a watchtower. You can see if someone is coming from a distance. You could take your precaution, close the gate of the city, and you'll have rocks ready. If they'll start climbing the Tel, they will only push the rock down, and this will keep the enemies away. That's how they use it. So let's go and see the water system that they done. If you don't want to see, it's very hard to go down the stairs. The staircase uneven, and it's very hard. So if you don't want to visit the water system of Tel Beersheba, you may go down the same way. Can you see the outer gate? You can go down. I'll let you know when we're done. Half of us will go to the water system, and if you don't want to see the water system, you can go back the same way to the water. Alright? Or wait for us next week.
We'll give it a shot.
There you go. That's that. We're getting our hair wet.
One story that y'all are probably familiar with in Genesis chapter 47, when the brothers came back with news from Egypt that Joseph was alive. Jacob was camped not far from here, and as he was making his way to Egypt, it says in Genesis 47:1, he stopped at Beersheba and he built an altar and he sacrificed and he prayed, seeking God's blessing to go to Egypt, because they weren't supposed to go to Egypt. And God says, yes, you can go, but it was this was where he stopped, right in this area, and then he would head east, southeast, and follow the highway, the Via Maris, into Egypt, where he would see Joseph. So this is where Jacob stopped before he went on down to Egypt.
Yes. Alright, follow me this way.
too.
I mean, even if you had 100 people.
What is this?
logistics.
The water. This is how
That's
they
the
got
water
down. This is
source.
how they got down to the water.
Oh.
You know,
wow.
the women take the jars and go.
Yeah, let the women take it.
And don't spill any.
Yep.
Wow. Is there still water down here?
There might be. At Megiddo, there is.
Is there?
Yep.
I don't know about this one.
All right, everybody, just slide down the handrail.
At least one flight. Yeah, the distance between the steps is not. The ocean wouldn't have been pleased with this. There's very little in the Middle East I've seen the ocean would be pleased with. And the FDA would definitely not be pleased with the bazaar at the old 50.
In America, it's ocean. Here it's ocean.
Yeah.
Do not fall on me.
Okay. Just to put this in perspective now, remember, women walked up this with jugs of water in their hand. Without a handle. With no handle.
These nice little railings.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
it's
handle.
cool down here. Oh. We have to look at some.
Huh? No, there's an elevator.
I'll take the elevator.
No, there's a... Well, yeah, just kind of like it.
Megiddo.
Megiddo.
Yes, I have to reset my clocks.
Good shot. Yeah. Shh. Church. No, it's really a big civilization lived there. There's no water.
Well, I don't mind you being in it. It kind of gives you perspective. Yeah. Let's realize exactly how big that was.
It's not nice to the upper part you can see, you can touch the stone, you can move some of the stone. So it's easy to carve, and inside you have where they used to store water and it was water.